Well, hello, boys and girls, ladies and germs of the interwebs and the Book of Faces and the grams and all that stuff. Rocking and rolling here at Midnight Run Creations. I got Chad's truck that we're working on, so got a lot of the wiring about back in again. So that's a huge hurdle. In fact, over here in the gauge cluster section, that's pretty much all finished up. We got the, let's see, better over here. Got the main plug back in. Can come through. We'll go back on the other side so you can see it. The shifter linkage is all hooked up on it, so the wiring's all straight through. The wiper motor is working and operational. We checked that before I get things buttoned up. AC controls are just sitting in there for right now. AC works, actually works fantastically. I don't know if that's the right word. Works great. But yeah, so here's it. I know it's kind of a mess and stuff, but blowers over there sitting, and these are the 4 supplies, so we'll be able to tag into them with round pipe to run the vents to wherever they need to go. For Chad's going to do that part. That's not part of what we're doing on this build, so this stuff will be tied back up, of course, out of the way. But all the modules are here, so the last controls need to be put up inside too. But yeah. And so here is the gauge cluster. We are reusing the Crown Vic cluster on this one. We got the metal dash, so it's tied in nice. It actually fits in there really nicely. Of course, it'll kind of pitch down with the way that sits, but you'll still be able to see everything. For me, I notice a lot of guys are putting this whole thing, up a lot higher or down a lot lower, I guess, so you're cutting off the top of the speedo right here and some of the other lights. Personally, I kind of like the way I like this look better, to where you're cutting off, stuff down here, because as it is, the way this is set up with using the column and stuff, we're not going to be able to use the gear selector anyway, so we don't really need to see that. But everything else is working really well. But yeah, let's take a look over here on this side. It's kind of dark, so let's get some lighting in. There we go. I said let it be light. But yeah, so here's our plugs. We'll have a grommet coming through for that. That is the main plug that plugs in all the other stuff to this stuff to that thing and there's our shifter cable coming through with a nice grommet. PCM is be mounted out here on the fender well, which is fine because it can be mounted like that. It's all weatherproof and stuff anyway with it. So, or we might pop it through on the firewall. I don't know. We'll see. Brake booster's all in and set up. Steering column and linkage is all set up on it. The biggest hurdle and the coolest thing is the air conditioning. As I said, it's all working. I'm able to reuse the Crown Vic stuff. Got the heater hoses put back in. Did have to buy a longer hose for the top. Had to put that together, which I don't know if that's going to work, or maybe I should just run a hose. We'll see. I might actually just run a new hose on that. The problem is that on this exiting, because this is the inlet, this is the outlet. So on the outlet, it's actually smaller down there on the intake than it is up here. So yeah, and the hose is special for that, so we got that grabbed in. But so here is the AC. Again, it's the Crown Vic housing cut down, and then I fabricated this box up. Like the blower, as you can see, is right on the other side. Blows straight through and hits the coil and works phenomenally. I mean, it blows excellent. The other ones I've grafted in, the AC worked pretty well, but it kind of just scattered the air all over, really. It just kind of felt like air was coming from anywhere and everywhere, not just through the registers, so that was frustrating. But with this setup, it slams through, and I mean, it jets out the other side you saw on the dash. And so the blower sits right in here, so we'll make this cover go back in here and be able to be removable, so you can get to the blower and stuff. And it's just a bracket on the other side, so the blower, if anything ever happens, can be pulled out and stuff. But yeah, so we're rocking and rolling. Like I said, got to get the wiring finished on the inside, everything buttoned up, the gauges in, get the brakes bled, and then we'll be able to kind of take it for a quick run to make sure that things are working the way they're supposed to be. And I got my little buddy in the garage today helping, and by helping I mean he's painting blades. Say hi, Ollie.
Hi. I'm trying to get this Beyblade off this rubber.
Okay. So yeah, so that's where we're at. Rocking and rolling, guys.